Welcome back to yet another Home Arcade podcast, where in this episode, we are talking about things that are going to happen in 2022. We're going to be talking about Blitz, okay? Blitz is basically confirmed. It's going to come out. Now, I've actually heard that from a handful of people outside of Arcade1Up, so don't worry, all you executives at Arcade1Up. John D's not leaking anything. We got leaks from someone else. We don't need John D for the leaks because the leaks are everywhere. So anyway, we're going to be talking about what we think is going to come out in 2022, but there's this pattern. So we're going to talk about the pattern and what to expect. And I've heard from other different people more about not just the titles that Arcade1Up is going to come out with, but their strategy, what they're doing to try to get to that 4 million mark. And we can take a look at the past and see that the pattern is happening. It's in action. And so I'm going to show that to you, and then from there, you can be like, look, just apply this same pattern on these other set of games, and we can see what's going on. We're also going to review the top 100 arcade games of all time and see which ones Arcade1Up has not released yet and which ones you think they could come out with. I made a call out to the community. I said, I want to hear from you. I told you to call in 515-661-4305 so you can leave a voicemail that I will play tonight. I have a number of great voicemails that we're going to play tonight, and it's those in the community saying what they think Arcade1Up is going to come out with, and there's a lot of them. I listened to the first one, and I have to agree, he's got a good list in there. It's going to be a really good show. So let's check out. Oh, I want to mention, after this show, if you're watching on the replay, there's a second show. And if you're here live, continue on to the second show. I invited a couple of friends to come over, and we're going to do a live stream. It's guess the arcade music. So I'm going to play some arcade games, and then everyone in the audience can guess what the arcade music is. I think that'll be a fun way, like a fun night, a Sunday fun night, and then we'll see how it goes. It's just literally last minute. I was like, I have this idea. Let's see if it works well. So let's talk about a couple different things. So we got home arcade deals real quick. I want to mention that I've added a few more products on here. I got a couple of videos on these Intech Gaming. I have an NES video. You can check that out. But tomorrow I'm going to be releasing, I just got done editing the Sega control panel for the Arcade1Up. Those are available on the website. You can see them as different things. And I can continuing to make advances to this website. I hope you guys really enjoy it. So basically, you got this new Sega one that's coming out, and it works pretty good. Has some complications with an EverDrive on this one. I'm going to be extremely transparent on that. So watch the whole video if you want to learn everything about it. And then the NES Fighting Stick. This one's really cheap and really good, so you should check that out. Now let's jump right in real quick, and let's take a look at some of the patterns that we have. Real quick, we'll run through the pattern, and we're going to play some voicemails, and I'll show you some other ones. So in 2018, the Centipede arcade machine came out, right? And so they also released like a deluxe 12-in-1 as well. And so this is the pattern of this is Arcade1Up coming out. They keep on re-releasing, right? But keep in mind, even in Gen 1, even that 2018, they released Centipede, and then they immediately released like a 12-in-1. So they've been in this business of like re-releasing things for quite a while, So this is nothing new, and in fact, this is what we should basically expect from Arcade1Up. We should expect this re-release concept. And then later they came out with the Atari Legacy Edition, and I'm basically saying this is like another version of just the Centipede, right? It has it's an Atari cabinet, right? So they had the Centipede, which is Atari, then they had this Atari Legacy here. And so that's what they tend to do. And I think the reason why, and this is what I've heard from different people, is because they're struggling. They want to keep on coming out with a whole bunch of cabinets, right? That's what they want to do. But there's only a limited set of arcade cabinets that they think that they can even ever come out with. So that's this pattern of like, let's just re-release those cabinets. So then, now even this year, they took a break from the Atari for a little bit, and they got this Centipede, right? So that's kind of the pattern, and we're going to examine that pattern towards other things. So in 2022, we saw at CES just another set of games come out. This is the new suite of games, and everyone's complaining. They're like, these are nothing new, right? Like, there's nothing new here. But I'm telling you, like, we are going to get some new things this year for sure. And so now I want to play a voicemail, guys. Hey, how's it going, everyone? How to Bachelor? I see you're hanging out. We got Lewis. We got CT Jason. And then, wait, that's a really bad CT Jason. There's like, hey. That's not what he sounds like. I'm horrible at this. So let's play our first voicemail because I definitely want to share these voicemails with you because this first one I listened to, the other ones I'm going to wing, and we'll just see. But this one's really good.
What's going on, Console Kits?
Now, let me know if you guys can hear that in the chat because I'm pulling up my audio monitor and I realize I don't have it live. Let's see if I can switch to a mode that will allow me to examine. No, hold on. Where is it? Can you guys hear it? Okay, check it out.
Steve V here.
I think so.
Fourth time calling.
Steve V!
Third or fourth time. I think that we're going to see an NFL Blitz this year. That's probably the most popular thing that you're probably going to hear, but I really do believe that is coming.
Yeah.
I also think that we're going to see a House of the Dead.
House
I'm
of
not
the
sure
Dead.
if it's going to be for E3.
Whoa.
Yeah, actually, I think it will be for E3. I think we're going to get the Capcom Legacy in a final fight form factor.
Hold on.
Games.
Okay, so he's talking. What got me really excited is like Blitz. Okay, House of the Dead. These are the things that people are begging for. People have been begging for House of the Dead. Like Blitz, if we don't get Blitz, and I heard Zohar, I talk about Zohar a lot. Dude, he's awesome, and he thinks through, and he's right here in the chat right now, right? I'm going to steal Console Fanboy. I'm going to steal his idea here, and that is, he said this. He said, Blitz is going to come out, but it's not going to be called NFL Blitz. And that's how Arcade1Up can kind of separate themselves from NFL, from the NFL saying, it's got to be this, it's got to be that, it's got to be that. They simply just say, it's just Blitz. We're just re-releasing Blitz without the NFL name, and then we can kind of not... That's a cool idea, but there's... I've heard outside of Arcade1Up someone saying that they have actually seen NFL Blitz that Arcade1Up is working on, and I believe that, and I believe it's coming out this year, and it's going to be their #1 title. But now... Stevie V, he's talking about Stevie V. Is that right? Steve V. He's saying Capcom, the Capcom Final Fight, that will be Street Fighter's new Legacy Edition, and we'll talk about that in a little bit because 19K Fox said something pretty interesting. It's this idea that what if Big Blue? It's basically Legacy. It is the Legacy. They just didn't call it Legacy. But it's the first V2 Legacy that is online. So will they come out with a Final Fight variant, which basically adds Final Fight to be online gameplay, but also has some other Capcom titles that are probably shared on the Street Fighter Big Blue, and on those games where the games line up and match, you can compete with those people. That's a cool idea. Let's continue with Stevie and see what he says.
And the Wi-Fi, I think we're actually going to get Miss Pac-Man Legacy as well.
Yeah.
Which is going to be pretty close to being the class of 81. But with the standalone Miss Pac-Man art and 14 games.
Yeah.
And the Wi-Fi as well.
That's a good theory.
And
I like it. I just don't want it.
I think we're also going to get... I'm going out on a limb with this one, but I think we might get Star Wars Trilogy at E3 as well. I really have no reason to believe that.
Man.
But just in my gut, I can see that coming.
Yeah.
I just have this feeling. So
I hope so.
I'm going to put it out there. Hopefully by putting it out there, maybe it's something that could come true. But again, I actually have no evidence of that, but I'm hoping it'll come. I'm hoping it will come.
Yeah. I hope
take
so,
care,
man.
And look forward to watching the show tonight.
All right. Thank you so much for calling in. I really appreciate it. I think that's an awesome theory of games that would that potentially will come out in 2022. I really, really love the idea of Final Fight, and I really, really love, House of the Dead. I don't think they're going to do House of the Dead. They need to, and I think that would be really cool. So if you take a look, I'll go ahead and jump to this because I think It's more exciting than originally what I had planned. If you take a look at this website, it's a pretty good website. Maybe you can comment below or in the chat if you guys know of a better Gabriel Gray. He's saying House of the Dead is a must, okay? Well, if you take a look at this website, I think it portrays pretty well. It goes year by year. I'll try to zoom this in so you guys can see it. And it goes year by year of the top games, top arcade games. And remember, Arcade1Up had said in the past that they wanted to come out with all of the top 50 or top 100 arcade games. Like, essentially, go look at those games. That's their roadmap. Like, that's their plan, right? So if you go through this list here, and you can kind of mark off, like, games they've already done, right? You got your Pac-Man, Missile Command, let's see, Tempest, they've done that. Frogger, Donkey Kong, they can't. Wizard of War, Galaga, we got Gorf, at least in a certain format. Maybe we'll see another Gorf. Let's see, Stargate, a lot of people have been asking for that. They're hoping that they come out with a dedicated Stargate, and then Defender is just kind of coupled with it. I think I've heard that a lot, actually. People, there's some diehard fans that want that Stargate. Donkey Kong, of course, would be another one. I have this other theory that I'm still working on with, like, what if Arcade1Up could come out with a versus Nintendo cabinet without involving Nintendo? Like, for example, I saw this picture online. Someone made a really good mock-up of, like, a Castlevania game. And off the top of my head, I mean, I'm just spitballing here because I'm just remembering what he says. But isn't Castlevania, that's like a Konami game, right? So could you make like a versus Castlevania, right? And it kind of looks like a versus Nintendo cabinet, but it's shaped differently. Maybe you do have to put the Arcade1Up fins on there, and they can kind of get away with it, right? Because it's not technically Nintendo involvement, right? And it just pays an homage, right, to those versus cabinets. I don't think they could put versus on there, but maybe they could get away with it. Q-Bird, a lot of people have been asking for that. Pole position, not yet. A lot of these games, like Elevator Action, they don't do, but they did Star Wars, right? Track and Field, we know, is coming out. Punch-Out, they can't do. See, these games are in there, but then you jump in there, bam, you start seeing these. Terminator 2, they've done it. Street Fighter. See, these are the #1 games of this era. What they haven't done is like Smash TV. They did do Captain America and the Avengers as a secondary game. Let's see, Lethal Enforcers, people are asking for. Mortal Kombat, they've done. NBA Jam, they've done. Daytona USA, they have not done, but everyone's begging for it. Area 51, they're begging for. House of the Dead, they're begging for. NFL Blitz, they're begging for. Give us House of the Dead 2 with that House of the Dead. Time Crisis, people are begging for it. Hydro Thunder, there's a group of people that have been talking about that as one as well. Golden Tee, like, these are the games they're focusing on. I myself have made a video. It's like, give me a Guitar Hero arcade, right? And if you look at the list, this is a good list for Arcade1Up to use. But let's jump back to the pattern, okay? What are they actually doing? What are they actually doing? So they came out with Mortal Kombat. I'm going to run through this real quick, and in the chat, I'm going to see what you guys think of it. Mortal Kombat, boom. Came out with another Mortal Kombat, boom. They come out with an even better Mortal Kombat, right? So that's the pattern. Like, they're doing a re-release, but keep in mind, this one was their Gen 1, $300. This one's $450. How much is this going to be? Everyone's hoping it's going to be $599 because it's going to be like the V2 legacy cabinet, right? It's this new price point for a legacy, $599, which is our Street Fighter price. Could we get online gameplay on Mortal Kombat 2? We call this a Zohar cabinet because he cries every single time he talks about it or thinks about it. He even loves Mortal Kombat more than Miss Click, believe it or not. And we jump to the next pattern, and they keep doing this as well. Street Fighter continues to be re-released. It's one of the top games of all time. So is Mortal Kombat. So is the Atari. You're gonna re-release these. You have to. And do you want them to re-release exactly the same cabinet, or do you want a better version each time? As more people join into this, community, like, let them have a newer version, right? And maybe you need to upgrade, and maybe you're gonna wait. There's all these possibilities. Then they did the Capcom Legacy, right? This is interesting. This is where, same with the Mortal Kombat, they keep in mind, we hated this thing. Like, there's some people that like it, but generally speaking, we said, no, 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 no. This sticker, These wings, No, we don't like that at all. Let's go back to Mortal Kombat. What did we say? Oh, those wings, not cool. Doesn't look good. This sticker, we don't want it. We don't want it anymore. And now you go look at all the new lineup. No stickers, no wings. They listen, they take our advice, and they improve, right? This one kind of has a little bit of the wings, but definitely they cut them way back. It's because they listen. And we said we want it to look more like the original. Did they listen? Can I get a hell yeah, console fanboy? Right there. He's saying that they did. He's saying that they listened. Console fanboy has been a part of the community since 2020. Talking on 1UP Weekly, begging for higher quality Mortal Kombat. Cause why? He didn't like this version that came out. He didn't like it. It made him cry in the bad way. And then this came out and he's like, no, it's not for me. Now he's like, this is where it's at. And now what they've brought us is a whole new series. A whole new series with the Big Blue. And of course, X-Men as well. I just never got into the X-Men, being able to play, Street Fighter and X-Men online. But the Big Blue opened the door for the gaming community, for retro fighting gaming community, right? And so that's definitely something that we're going to see more of. But they're going to keep on re-releasing these older versions in this pattern of higher quality and bring it online. Bring it online. That's how they can re-release these cabinets. Is say, well, let's take a look at the Star Wars that's behind me, right? This Star Wars that I have, it's not online, right? Even the Marvel superheroes, like, they could eventually, they've done variants of it, right? But even iArcade, they said all the games on the iArcade in 2022 are going to have online gameplay in a server. Like, that is the pattern. That's how you can get away with re-releasing the cabs. We're going to get a lot of that, but you're going to get more because every single time they do a re-release, they're giving us more. And that's just proven here, right? And so we're going to listen to the next voicemail, but I also want to mention, again, you got that, they're going to rehash the old games, but they're going to sprinkle in new games. And what a lot of people are hoping for is Blitz. Some people predict that Blitz is going to come out, near the Super Bowl of this year. If that's true, we're pretty close, right? Win Super Bowl, guys, in the live chat. Win Super Bowl. It's pretty soon, right? And then other people say, maybe we won't see Blitz. Maybe it's not ready by then, and we'll see it closer to E3. But officially, nothing's official until it's official. But, we know Arcade1Up's pattern. We know what they're up to. Before we play this chat, Scott Morris, here he is, says, at the E3 show, they launched countercades at one of the demos for the countercades. Ghouls and Ghosts think it will ever be released. Well, maybe. Now, Ghouls and Ghosts was one of those non-vertical countercades, and it seems like they avoided doing any of those horizontal countercades until around this year. And so now we've seen a Mortal Kombat, NBA Jam, and it really has opened the doors. So maybe we'll see more countercades. I think they're going to keep on dropping new titles and re-releases as well in all categories. Like, countercades are a success. The partycades are a success. The 3/4 scale are a success. And yeah, that's what I have to say about that. So they're going to continue to do it because it's working, right? And Console Fanboy, so nice for the super chat. He says, I would like to say happy birthday to Rev. I didn't want to beat him too badly on the show because it's his special day today. So I messed with him and beat him 3-2 on his show playing. Wait, what did he say? It's his special B-Day today. So I messed with him and beat him 3-2 on his show playing Mortal Kombat tonight. All right. Congratulations, Console Fanboy, for the win. That's fun. Let's see. Yeah, Blitz only announced at Super Bowl? Maybe. Okay, so let's play the next. We got the next voicemail. Let's see what we have to say here. Let me go to this. There we go.
Yo, man. What's up, Jersey Retro? Just watching the Niners-Rams game right now.
Mm-hmm.
What to expect? You know, what do we want in 2022? I need House of the Dead.
House of the Dead.
So, and if there's gonna be a dropping cave, you guys throw some little Spy Hunter on for me. Been listening for a while, man. Be safe. Talk to you soon. Take care.
All right, Jersey Retro with his I need some House of the Dead. We need some House of the Dead, but he also wants some Spy Hunter. That makes me think, like, you know, Arcade1Up isn't done. There's a big list of games that they still haven't done. Let's see if we, where do we have that? Do we have that up? We got that, with that, I think I closed it. We got that big list of arcades. I think Spy Hunter would be a great one. There was another one that was in that list. What about Road Blasters? You know, that would be another new title that they haven't released that's in the top 100 games of all time for arcade. Like, I think it can happen, right? Let's listen to the next voicemail. All right.
Hey, what's up,
What?
It's me, CT Jason. And I got a quick one for you. You want to know what I think's coming for 2022? I don't got no idea. I do not know, brother. I have no clue.
It's
if I
loud.
was a betting man, I bet on the Pac-Man Pro. They stuck on that Pac-Man. You know Pac-Man's money. They like printing money over there. So, yeah, Pac-Man Pro for the win.
Oh, man. So, CT Jason, wait, what? Hold on. I got a voicemail that just came in, and I don't believe it's real. What the heck? Is this? No, he wouldn't be doing that to me. Okay, all right, I'm gonna play it. So thank you, CT Jason, for calling in. I got a new voicemail. Let's see who it is. It says it's someone, but we'll see. All right, hold on.
Hey, Justin, it's John D.
It's not John D. I was like, it said it was John D, and I thought maybe it was John D, and then I saw the title of the leak. It's not everyone. This is not really John D. You can tell from his voice, but let's see what he says anyway.
Hey, Justin, it's John D. Just calling you to let you know we don't have NFL Blitz because one of our competitors has it. That John, he's a feisty one. Hey, you should also go watch that Arcadian show. Those guys are funny as hell. All right, take it easy. Bye.
Okay, hold on a second. I got your phone number, bro. I got your phone number. Let's see. Yeah, that obviously was an Arcadian. You see what I did there? Arcadian, because I'm not gonna call you an Arcade. Let's see. So yeah, that's I think that was rude. He's just sitting here saying, yeah, it's probably it's probably rainwater. It was probably rainwater. But anyway. Yeah, what a blockbuster reveal. The Console Kids podcast. Okay, so what do you guys think about it? Now we're in the live chat. I'm going to read some of these live chats here. What we've gone through is this pattern that Arcade1Up is going to continue to do re-releases, but with each re-release, it's likely going to be, an improvement. And we're going to get online capabilities. I mean, that's pretty obvious, but that's the information that's coming in is saying that that's how they're able to release more cabinets, and they want to continue to release more and more cabinets than they have available to them, and how they do that as a re-release. But each year we will get new versions, and I think there's this additional challenge. The additional challenge is now that they've introduced online, when they come out with brand new games like your Killer Instinct, they got to bring online to the table as well. So it's not just, hey, you got to get emulation to work. It's also you have to get emulation to work and you have to get online. So think about Blitz, right? Blitz is like your NFL. I'm sorry, Blitz is like NBA Jam. NBA Jam was one of those early online gameplay. not only is the emulation really well, it's done really well by Code Mystics, but they had to get that online. It had a little bit of bugs in it, and then now they added the feature where you can do voice. And what I understand is a lot of those features were, making the online gameplay feature rich for the future, so that there could be other games that would be, fun to do with trash talking and whatnot. And so then when we had Mark Turmel on, which, who worked on NFL Blitz, he was very confident that NFL Blitz was something that they could do. And again, I think I made a video on this where I talked about everything they talked about in that show. John D and Mike was it Mike or Mark? No, I can't remember his name. And they were talking about precision timing. Like, that was the most important thing. And obviously precision timing, if you're thinking it through, it's nothing to do with lag with the monitor, because I mean that's only like 17 milliseconds of lag. Like, like you can get a game to work pretty well, I think, like even with that latency. But the additional latency of online, that's where the complications are, and that's going to take them a little bit more time to be able to. Yeah, it's Mark. No, it's not Mark, it's Bill. No, it's Mark. Anyway. So I think that's where yeah, I know. That's another thing. The washed out marquees. That would, I mean, I'm going to be really upset if, like, for example, if you take a look at the Arcade1Up, it's one thing to come out with like a Killer Instinct. This one you can order now at $6.99. And someone was just saying they were able to pick up Killer Instinct at Walmart for like $500 some. And he's like, yeah, I'm putting it together. And it was like $580. I looked on Walmart. I didn't see anything at that price. But hey, yeah, you might want to check if you want to find a deal. Look at your local Walmart price. Maybe that's a good deal. But it's another thing. If you start coming out with a Pro, now I don't think this is going to happen because I have seen some pictures of the Pro a little bit, and the Pro kind of looks more like your Legends Ultimate on the without the marquee. It's like there's like wood back in there, right? It's not just like this little, marquee that's like right on the front. Like there's a frame and there's wood behind it and there's layers and then there's the LED light. I think it has distance, it looks like. It's not like the LED strip is, self-contained in a box. It's like more like an original arcade where there's distance between the light and, so I think all of that's going to play a part in making the quality of the marquee not as washed out. But if I pay $1,000, I'm sure I'm going to buy at least one Pro this year. It's probably going to cost $1,000. I'm saving right up now for it. And if it comes out with a washed marquee, I'm going to be really upset. Like, they can't get that wrong. Like, they just can't. Like, that would just be, I don't know. I would have such a sour taste spending that much money and they get that wrong. It would not be good. Not be a good deal. Yeah. Let's see. We got marquee should be the easiest thing to improve. That's right. Like, I think they just, like, because of, the pandemic and everything, like, they probably had it like a different supplier. Is probably like different suppliers that they started using for the building and the assemblies of these things. And they just picked one. I don't know if they were trying to save money or simply that company was like, yeah, we got plenty of marquees. We can handle that part of the manufacturing and then we can print it and all like that. And maybe there's some shortages. And what we got is what we got. And then there's nothing they can do. Yeah, Green Lantern, have pride in your product. I agree with that. I just have a feeling like there's entire process, like they just weren't able to make it work, I guess. So Girthy is saying, could Star Wars Trilogy Arcade be a Pro? So, I mean, we don't have any inside information that a Star Wars Trilogy would come out. I have thought about this, and so one of the things that made me think about, the Star Wars Trilogy, whether or not to be a Pro, is this idea that, how much money does Arcade1Up make on the 3/4 scale versus the Pro line, right? So if you take a look at this Pro line, are the margins bigger on the Pro line, for example, right? Because, here's my understanding. Let's say that this Mortal Kombat cabinet, let's say it's $5.99. Well, they had to pay for the emulation to be worked on for the online gameplay. That costs development time. Those are in the hundreds of thousands of costs. Like sometimes people say like, oh, it only costs like a penny, right, for adding this part. And that's fine, right? You're gonna spend $20,000 on, or you're gonna sell 20,000 cabinets at a penny, you know, and you're like, oh, that's not too expensive. But then how much engineering time is gonna go into provisioning and making sure that ship works for the entire project? That number can actually like be more expensive than the actual part. So it's not just, don't think about like, oh, I'm gonna spend $500 on a cabinet and I know that it costs $250 to manufacture. Manufacturing price is only one part of it. The other one is the entire product team. There's employees, there's benefits. All of that goes into the price of the product that they're selling. Like they got the entire company, right? And every little piece of it. The marquee, the quality they use, like that's just part of it. The other one is all of those other pieces. So then what I understand is they got royalties. They have to share, right? Like when they make these license deals, they're like, hey, we're going to build a product. We're going to sell it for $500. And we're going to give a portion of that money to the licensor of, you know, that owns the rights to Mortal Kombat, for example. Okay, so let's say now you apply all that same logic to this cabinet. Now they're going to sell it for $1,000. The development cost is the same when it comes to the emulation. The development cost for online is the same, right? It's going to have like the same PCB in it. The manufacturing cost is going to go up because it's going to have a larger monitor. It's going to have more wood, right? And then because it costs more, you're probably going to have to share higher royalties. Because think about it. Let's say that you own the rights to this game. And you can either get a portion of $500, you can get a portion of $1,000. Are you going to get paid the same fee for a $500 cabinet and a $1,000 cabinet? Well, it depends on the contract. But I would want to do the contract where I, as an owner of the IP, get paid more for the $1,000 cabinet. Because if you're making more money, I want to make more money too, right? It's kind of like if you're selling a game that's a PlayStation game and they sell it for $50. And what if you go to Xbox and you're selling that game for like $100? I want more money for the $100 game if that was the scenario. And that's not a scenario. Most people that sell games... but here's the thing, How to Bachelor. What I'm saying is $700 cabinets is because it's expensive rights. But I'm saying that I'm pretty sure that the rights are a percentage. So the more expensive the cab, the more expensive the rights. Like it increases the price of everything. If you have to increase the price because of wood, you now have to share. That's what I'm thinking. Like, unless I'm completely wrong, which I very well could be. I don't work for Arcade1Up, but this is just what I understand, right? Okay. So how much profit are they going to make on these bigger cabinets, right? So do they make more money on the Pro is the question. So we come all the way back. If they make more money on the Pro, then the Pro is an option for them to use on certain titles that they think they could make more money on. And Mark right here, he's like, make the madness stop. It should stop, right? I should stop. You should stop. We should all stop with the prices, right? I think I know where you're going there. And we got, hate to say it, but Tron had 2 games and was $700, so the MK will most likely be $700. I can't argue with your logic there. I mean, if you take T2, but here's the thing. Here's the one thing you could say is let's take a look at Mortal Kombat. If you take a look at Mortal Kombat, and we're talking about the prices that Mortal Kombat could be, they've already done Mortal Kombat so many times. It's not like it's a brand new title. Now, they did have to pay for this new development of this new cabinet style, so that cost them money. Oh, God, I hope this isn't true. I mean, like, let's see. I'm reading Console Fanboy, see what he says. He's like, it's just not a legacy, though. It has Wi-Fi with more games, and the control panel is much bigger. I don't think it's legacy anymore with those features. But see, it says legacy right here. This is marketed as a legacy cabinet. And this is the interesting argument that I think 19K Fox said. So you take a look at this this Street Fighter. It's called the Big Blue. They decided to call it the Big Blue. They decided not to call it a Street Fighter Legacy. I think that would just confuse people. But this has all the hallmarks of the new Legacy cabinet. That is the MK. Does that make sense? Like this right here, why are you calling this the Legacy? Why isn't this called not Legacy? It's because there is no pattern. I don't think there's a pattern when it comes to what it's called. It's just straightforward. It's like, they're like, yeah, let's just call this a Legacy because it's our Mortal Kombat cabinet of 2022. We're probably not going to see a different Mortal Kombat in 2022. This is the one. And this one came out last year. And then this one now earned that same title. It replaces this one, but it has, in addition to it, the 30th anniversary, which explains why it has this particular artwork, because it's 30 years of that original artwork, right? Let's echo back the original artwork. Okay. But then, if you go over to Street Fighter, I think this is the argument, this one does not have the name Legacy in it, because this one does, and it came out the same year. So they came out with 2 Street Fighters in the same year. This one's called the Capcom Legacy Edition, not the Street Fighter Legacy. And this one's called Street Fighter Big Blue. And because they knew they could use the Big Blue term as the marketing term, they just called it Big Blue. But I still think that the $5.99, this is basically another Legacy. What is not a Legacy, if you think about it, you go all the way back to Arcade1Up's website, and you take a look at Tron. This is not a Legacy. This is a brand new cabinet. So it's just called Tron. That's more expensive. It's a brand new relationship. It's a brand new title. It's a really expensive cabinet. Like, they went all out on it. There's so many features on it. It's big. It's got this joystick. It's got all of these, like, you know, parts to it, right? Like, what has it got? Like 1 million lights in it, right? So that's why it's $700. And then you got Killer Instinct. I think they were like, we can get away with that same price because it's all brand new. It's a new style, new emulation. It's all online. And a lot of work had to go into that cabinet so they can justify that price. Plus, there's price hikes, yada, yada, yada. Then you add things like The Simpsons. And this one, although it says $6.99 on the website, you go to Walmart, you can get this for $5.29. And I think it did cost a lot of money. I think there was a lot of labor that went into the emulation. It was delayed. It took a long time. They paid a lot of money. I think they paid a lot of money to emulation companies that didn't even deliver and fulfill the emulation for The Simpsons. I had heard that from other different people. And so, but like this one's kind of like a weird, has 2 prices, you know? And so, but then, yeah, everything that was kind of pre the price hike is still that higher, you know, that older pre-Legacy. And you have Terminator, man. So this is that $6.99, but it is online. Now it throws it all out. Because the moment you say, why is Turtles in Time $6.99? It's basically The Simpsons or X-Men on a game they've done before that's online. And the only thing they really added was the new artwork, the coin door, and online capabilities. Yeah. Bob's like, it's too expensive. And I'll tell you straightforward, last year, I avoided buying any of these cabinets until Kohl's came out with a Big Blue special. And I think Kohl's could be our savior because these are expensive cabinets. And Kohl's likes to have that, you know, if you, you know, what happens is if you want to pay a lot of money, typically they'll give you back Kohl's cash. And then they have these specials where it's like, for every $50, we're going to give you $10 or $5 in Kohl's cash. And then you apply that to like a $600 Big Blue, you get a pretty good discount. You'll get a good like $200 credit or more. And then you can use that credit to like get a countercade for free, basically. Like that's an option. Console fanboy with his endless, he's spending all his MK money, by the way. He says, let's see. You guys, seriously, don't believe anything you read. Look at it. Look at what it is. It has Wi-Fi. It has more games. bigger panel, different shape. Tron was $6.99, KI $6.99. This will be $6.99 too. You'll see. Did Console Fanboy just blow up all the theories? I think... You're talking about MK, aren't you? Like, seriously, I think he's got it. He's got it. Right here. Let's just do it right here. This might as well just say it. Let's see. It's going to be right here. It's going to be $6.99.99. There it is. Boom. I just edited the website. That's Zohar's prediction right there. Mortal Kombat is going to cost $6.99. The website is going to update pretty soon, and it's going to look like this. It's going to be like, order now. It's going to say, order now for $6.99. Is Zohar right? Is Zohar right? Let's see. Jersey Retro says, Justin, what are you hearing? Leaks for 2022. Okay, for those that didn't hear at the beginning, we got Blitz is like overwhelmingly strong vibes from multiple sources that it's real. People that have been correct in the past are like, yeah, Blitz is real. What I will say is I've heard some other people say Smash TV is real, but I have not heard that outside of YouTuber community, like other YouTubers that are making predictions. It could be true. It could be true, but I have not heard it independently outside of just, so it could as well be one person like thinking maybe it is. It's kind of like an echo chamber or just, you know, a whole bunch of things that are coming out. And then what I've heard, of course, is a Golden Tee Pro line or a Deluxe line. We've seen leaks of that, so that's pretty confidently going to be coming out, unless for some reason that retailer leaking it upset somebody, but hopefully not. And then more Pro lines, perhaps 4, is what we're hearing. So many people are saying Street Fighter is for sure. Like almost like you got MK coming out. MK is not a Pro line, but MK is that 30th anniversary. You got KI, and it sounds like people that want the Pros want it for the online fighting. The other number one online fighting that Arcade1Up has is, Street Fighter Big Blue. And I have heard through someone that said among the cabinets that come out that are online, they will allow you to play online with games that already exist. So that narrows it down to either like, another NBA Jam or another X-Men versus Street Fighter or another Street Fighter. And, you take a look at the top cabinets that Arcade1Up keeps on coming out with. As I showed earlier in the show, what you can be confident with is like, no, that's the Intech Gaming. Yeah, they're going to keep releasing Mortal Kombat. I'm wondering if we'll get a Pro line Mortal Kombat. I think maybe not, being that they got this 30th coming out with. So I think we don't need a Pro line version of that because this thing is so good without the Pro line. And then probably some type of Street Fighter. And then, of course, if you go back to Arcade1Up's website, you can see, Centipede. Some people got rumors that there's going to be a Pac-Man Pro line. I think it's a very big possibility because I think what happens is Arcade1Up goes to all of these. I think Arcade1Up goes to all of these publishers and says, "This is our new capabilities." They go, Bandai Namco, we can do Pro line now. Like the community really wants it. It's like you get a whole bunch of stuff, and then Bandai Namco might be like, "Okay, give us a Pro line of Ms. Pac-Man and Pac-Man all in one cabinet. It'll be $1,000, and we'll finally figure out a way to make both of those games be on the same cabinet. Let's do it." I could see that. I could also see them saying, "Let's do a pole position," like in a Legacy or in between Legacy and Pro. I don't really think a pole position would be a Pro line per se, but, you know, let's see what you guys have to say. And actually, I got another... All right, I'm going to give it a chance. I got another voicemail. It's from same John D as before. Let's see what he has to say.
All right, Justin, it's Jeff Rainwater. You got me. But okay, hey, here's what I
Rainwater.
When are we gonna see the 3-wheel Iron Man Ivan Stewart's off-road / super sprint? That cabinet needs to be a reality. That's what I want. I've been waiting for it. I want to see that game.
All right.
Only Arcade1Up can pull that off. I know they can do it.
I don't think you're ever going to see it, dude. I'm just trying to be straightforward, Rainwater. Like, okay, think about it. You got Star Wars with a yoke. That was really good, right? That worked. You got Tron with the stick. Now, those cabinets, the Star Wars cabinet was $500 in, 2019, right? To get the timing right? But that was when all the cabinets were like $350, $349, $379, right? So we went from $379 to $500 for the Star Wars cabinet, right? This one right here, right? And what they gave us was one yoke, just one, right? So then you go to, let's see, you got Outrun and you got Ridge Racer, right? Let's take a look. You pull up Ridge Racer, $700. One steering wheel. One set of pedals, $700. How much do you think if you had to do 3 of those on one cabinet? It just won't happen. Like, for it to, I'm just being realistic, right? I'm not trying to burst your bubble. What I'm trying to tell you is if you want it, go mod it yourself. That's how you're going to get it. I'm trying to get you the fastest way to happiness. And the fastest way to happiness for, what did you say, like a super sprint? Is not through Arcade1Up. There's no way they're going to sell you 3 steering wheels. So I think what they do is they come out with these cabinets where if it has like a trackball, it has one trackball. If it has a stick, it has one stick, right? You know, like a Tron, right? They could do Star Wars with one flight stick, right? And it would be kind of like the Tron one, but, you know, like the Star Wars trilogy. But I don't think we'll ever see a cabinet that demands 3 steering wheels. I just don't think they'll do it. So what we could get is like a Daytona USA that has 1 steering wheel, and then you can link it, like we talked about last week. Like it has an online gameplay, and you can play against other people, whether they're online or whether they're in the same room as you. So if you want 3 steering wheels, you got to buy 3 cabinets. I just don't think they're going to, because then from a customer service point of view, the likelihood of one of those steering wheels having an issue is high because they're selling 3 steering wheels with every single cabinet. And it's like one of them has an issue, like the whole cabinet's like in bad shape, right? Anyway, that's my thought. Let's read the super chat, and then we got another voicemail that just came in on the fly. If anyone wants to call in, give their 2 cents real quick in the last 10 minutes of the show, please call 661. I'm sorry, I'm going to put the phone number in the chat. It's 515-661-4305. All you have to do is leave a message, and then I'll see it, and then I'll play it. And so let's do the super chat here, and it's from Goofyfoot. Sometimes I have a hard time saying words. Goofyfoot says, my prediction is going to be a new beat 'em up, a single title cabinet. It will be a pro whack-a-mole. This will be a new line of cabinets called Chuck One Up for the Cheese. Wow, Goofy. You are goofy. That's pretty good. I really appreciate the donation there to make a joke public on the show. Obviously, I hope that's a joke. It's a funny joke. All right. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. So let's listen to this voicemail. I think it's Zohar. Yeah, I recognize his phone number.
can't believe I wrote a song for Miss Click Gaming. I even made a music video.
You
that
did.
Took me all day.
You
and
did.
She didn't even. First of all, I don't even have any views on that, and she didn't even look at it. She's not even looking at it.
How do you know, man? How do you know?
Am I calling? Oh my God! I'm calling the wrong number. Definitely don't play this. Don't play this.
I played it.
I have a good one.
Dude, what are you talking about? Like, it's very clear. Like, when Zohar likes to message me, he's messaging me on.
Next week I have a song I wrote for you.
Here we go. I'm doing this. I don't care, Zohar. So copyright strike me if you want. But Zohar made a video today. And here it is, and it's pretty amazing. You guys gotta hear it. You gotta check it out. So here it is. I'm playing it on my show.
You wrote a song? You wrote a song?
This is my reaction to Zohar's song.
The man of many talents over here. What the heck? Writing songs don't come easy. Kenna, right? It's a very mushy, romantic piano R&B song. I hope you like it. I anticipate being able to listen to it. That's awesome.
Here we go.
Tell me, baby, do you have the time to just play with me? With your Xbox or Nintendo? Got a PlayStation, just let me know. Let me know. I'm gonna give you my Switch code, gonna play all day long. SW080668561977. You should be my Zelda, I can be your Link. Maybe you should think about it. I'll fly you to my island, we can have a drink. Maybe you should think about it. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't really play Animal Crossing anymore. I got like $500, but I got all the gold nuggets you ever need. It's all for you. It's all laid out. Just come on through. It's all for you. Joy-Cons or Joy-Spin doesn't really matter as long as you're touching me. Misclick, I want it. We can play anytime, just let me know. Let me know. Gonna give you my Switch code, gonna play all day long. SW080668561977. You should be my Zelda, I can be your Link. Maybe you should think about it. Fly you to my island, we can have a drink. Maybe you should think about it. You could be my Zelda, I could be your Link. Maybe you should think about it. Fly me to your island, we can have a drink. Maybe you should think about it. Yeah, thank you so much, Miss Click. Miss Click, thank you so much for listening. I got an Instagram, Console Fanboy. My YouTube channel is Console Fanboy. I just started a few months ago. I hope you like the content. Thank you so much.
You wrote a song? Bro, the man of many talents over here.
The man of many talents.
Writing songs don't come easy.
Nope.
That was so funny.
That was so good, Zohar.
That was so funny.
Everyone go give this video. Hopefully you got that song stuck in your head and you can go give that song some love. Give his channel some love. It's a great song. We got a handful of voicemails that came in. We're going to try to run through them really quick and see what other people think about this subject of, we'll see, we're going to be talking about Zohar, or are we talking about the predictions for 2022 and what Arcade1Up are going to come out with? Here we go.
Hey, Council Kits, Jamaica 15, been a long-time listener, first-time caller. I'll make it real quick. We need a Contra-skinned Konami Legacy cabinet.
There we go.
That's all I say. Thank you. Keep up the great material. Take care.
Thanks, man. That Contra. There we go. I want to see some Contra. Here's the next one.
Hey, my buddy Dustin.
Oh, it's Peter Griffin.
Peter Griffin. Hey, bud. Hey, yeah, I just wanted to put my 2 cents in, like you said.
Yeah.
So, don't forget, whatever you do not forget to tell John D.
Okay.
In person, on the phone, text message, emails. Tell him we are dying for a crane.
I've been telling him.
So
I told him.
Put some, like,
I did.
Pizza Planet, Green Aliens.
There you go. Get Disney
Get
involved with Pixar.
And then I am waiting to sell my mom. Okay.
Hold on. That's a good idea. They haven't made a deal with Pixar, but Arcade1Up loves the Disney family. So Arcade1Up, go out to Pixar, and they can make The Claw. That'll be like The Claw, right? And like you get there we go.
I'm waiting to sell her once I see Arcade1Up come out with a Pro line Star Wars trilogy. All right, my friend. Later, buddy.
Thank you so much for calling in. We got another one here from Brian.
Hey, Justin, Brian Stratton here, a.k.a.
Dude, what's going on? Had a
Just
bachelor.
want to say that for the topic of the discussion tonight, I just hope that everyone that, really, really wants something, whether it be Michael B. with his Robotron and other people with that other twin-stick arena shooter type thing, me with my Sega Star Wars and whatever. I hope that we all get that soon and or at least announced. And also, I wish a lot of these companies would start giving us requested features that we keep asking for.
Yeah.
And some don't. So, yeah, anyway, have a great night. And for the audience, make sure to comment, like, subscribe.
Comment, like, and subscribe.
Later.
Comment, like, and subscribe. We got another voicemail here. Jeffrey.
This is Jesse. First
Jesse.
time caller, long time listener.
Thanks, man.
Just want to make a small comment. 3-wheel cabinet seems awesome until you get that 3-wheel cabinet price.
Yeah.
All right, man. Thank you.
Good point, man. Good point. Another voicemail came in.
Hello, this is Park from the DJ Beat Reviews channel. The cabinets I would love to see would be...
Okay, he called back in a second later, so let's jump to that one.
This is Park from the DJ Beat Reviews channel, and the cabinet I would love to see is a Guitar Hero cabinet.
Yes.
Plus, when are we going to get a deal with Nintendo to make Donkey Kong?
Yeah.
Thank you. Have a good day.
Thank you so much for calling in. Nintendo, Donkey Kong, I hope so. I think, and I've said this before, I think when you continue to rise, Arcade1Up continues to add more value to their company by adding more features, probably even increasing the prices. Like, all of that plays a part to be able to convince something like Nintendo. Now, I know a lot of people have already said, like, Nintendo, they don't want anything to do with any partnerships, but I think there's still possibilities for a partnership when if Arcade1Up continues to grow and increase all of that. So I want to let you know a handful of things. So first of all, thank you so much for coming and hanging out with me on the show. I think we had a really good time, and I hope you really, really enjoyed it. And we're about to go live again in 5 minutes, so hang out for that. And we're going to play a game. It's like, I need a couple minutes to prepare, but in 5 minutes, we're going to be over there, and we're going to be playing, guess the arcade music. So I'm going to play a whole bunch of arcade music, and then, from the arcade games, and I want you to try to figure out what the game is. This is the first time I've ever done it, so if any additional people hopping over to just hang out, and all you got to do, listen and type and make your guess. Try to help me out. It's a brand new form of content that I've never done before, and I thought about it 10 minutes before the show, and I made a quick thumbnail, and I scheduled it, and I invited a few other people to come on the show. I gave the link out to every YouTuber I know and said, want to come hang out with me, and we'll try this thing out? It might be kind of fun, because I love playing music, but not everyone likes listening to my music, so I thought, what if I play, not guitar, but what if I just play back audio tracks from video games, and then you guys guess what the game is, and it's kind of a musical thing, but I'm not singing, I'm not playing, anyway. So come hang out, and we'll see you guys in a little bit, and we'll see you guys in the next video. And Thanks, Rainwater, for the look, a real off-road cab, cheap plastic wheels. Okay. I don't think I'll get the copyright claim on the arcade music. We'll see. We'll see. I've done it before, and I get copyright claims. It's not a strike, though, and I can explain it on there. We'll see, guys, in a little bit. Come hang out.